We had a great chance to talk to AJ Terrell 2 hours ago. He's the honorary captain for this game. He actually said he was a little bit jealous 2 years ago when AJ was the captain of that game. Being from Atlanta himself, it's a thrill for him because he didn't get to play Georgia in his Clemson career, but being the captain of this game, how cool is that for him?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's been a great. In fact, I just did a video for him today. He's got a lot going on. He's had a new baby. Obviously, just got a new contract. He's going to be our honorary captain, and then he's, I think, got another little. I think it's still a surprise, but he's got something else nice coming this weekend too. So I'll just leave it at that. But really happy for him and excited for just his future and. But he's earned it, man. He's earned it. He's just one of them guys that's about his business all the time. His brother's just like him. They get that from mom and dad, just great folks. And, really proud of AJ.
Hey, that was Chapel with the State. You talked yesterday about just not having a Monday opener and how logistically that brings you on a more normal schedule. How nice is it to just have a normal week 1 game week? And are you guys going to pretty much just operate like you would any other road game as opposed to the last 2 years?
Yes, it's great. It's not only just this game creating normalcy. It's next week too. You're not. Those, and we've been on the road. They've been night games. You get back at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday, and they're right back over here. And it's, you show up the next day and it's Wednesday, and you're just like, holy cow! It's like Monday in your mind, but it's Wednesday, and you play again in a couple of days. So it's definitely and it's such a short week. So it's been great having just a normal preparation process all through camp, and then certainly this game, and then leading into next week having a normal week as well.
Dabo, this is Grayson Man with TigerNet.com. Just players continue to rave about Klubnik's intentionality with his leadership, and he talked to us today about just the right mindset for this UGA game. Just how is it to have this comfortability with Klubnik, just taking sort of a more leadership role heading into this opener?
That's what we expect. You expect him to take the next step, and again, that's why we're running him out there first, because he's earned that, and he's demonstrated all through spring and summer that, man, he's ready to go have a great year. And this is one game on the schedule, but he's certainly excited about a huge challenge. But he's, it can't be about who you're playing or where you're playing. It's if it is, you're always inconsistent. It's got to be about how you play. You got to focus on your details, your habits, and the behaviors. That lead to the type of outcomes that you want. So he's done a great job of that. Just day in and day out, he's truly, I think, treated every day like a game day and a game rep, and that's how you get better on game day is how you practice. So he's done all the work. Now he's just got to stand on and lean on his work and go and compete his butt off, and I don't have any doubt that he will.
Again, the last time you met with Georgia 3 years ago, it was a defensive struggle, 10-3, neither offense scored a touchdown. If that's the case again, obviously two great defenses going at it. Special teams figures to play a huge role in this game. How good does it feel to have Aiden Swanson, the guy that you can rely on to flip field position? And can you share with us who you'll have returning kicks and punts?
It's super awesome to have Aiden Swanson. He's just a really, he's become a very poised player for us. He rarely has a bad punt. He's just created a ton of consistency in his performance, and just a mature kid. Really proud of him. It's nice to have a guy like that and have a guy like Robert with the kickoff capability, and excited for Nolan and his opportunity. And as far as who's returning, y'all just had to find out on Saturday.
Dabo,
On the offensive line, who do you feel most comfortable with, I guess, beyond the starting five? I guess 6, 7, 8, 9?
I mean, I think, first of all, Sadler and Harris, I mean, those guys and it's, Sadler, Harris, Tristan Lee, Marcus Tate, Linthicum, Parks, Blake, Sadler, Harris, Trent Howard, those 8 guys, I mean, we look at all of those guys as starters. They've all started. The only one that hadn't started is Linthicum. He's fixing to get his first start. So we feel comfortable with all 8 of those guys, being able to play. And they all have experience. And then you roll in there, you've got Dietrich has gotten better. Elijah has really demonstrated that we're going to be able to count on him. Mason Wade is coming along. So, you got 10 or 11 guys there that we think are very functional for us.
Georgia mix up their fronts maybe more than they used to, I guess, going from back between odd and even with their.
I mean, I can't give you a historical measure, but I can just tell you they move all the time. I mean, I don't anticipate they're just going to line up and play. They're going to stem. They're going to create some pressure with their second and third level guys with movement. So something we've worked really, really hard on, and I think it's just part of what they do. And I think for Georgia, it kind of varies. I mean, they are who they are, but they've got the ability to, with the talent that they have, they can, be an even front or an odd front an entire game just based on what they feel like gives them the best chance that game. So they've got flexibility within their scheme.
Hey, Dabo, this is Will. I was just curious. Hoosier's going to start at kicker on Saturday. Who's some other freshmen that you think might be able to play and help you out on Saturday?
Well, we just mentioned a couple of them right there in the offensive line, and I think that we've got some guys that are kind of on that bubble that and with the 4-game redshirt rule, you don't really have to make a decision on some guys. But I think the obvious guys, I think we all know, we've talked enough about Wesco and TJ Moore. Those guys are gonna play all year. I think Easy is probably another guy that we're going to need, throughout the year. And then Sammy Brown, we've talked a lot about him. He's in our 2 deep. He's a guy that's going to play on a ton of special teams, as will a few other guys. But again, we've got a few guys that are they may even play in this game, but they're still kind of on that bubble of how we play out the long term of the season.
Hey, Dabo, this is Grayson from TigerNet.com again. Just wanted to see what your expectations were for someone like Vic Burley heading in early into the season.
Expectation is for him to know what to do and to go do it well. Do it with the type of effort, toughness, physicality, details that he's been coached to do it with. So that's the expectation. Get out there and wreak some havoc and make his presence known.
Dabo, how important is perimeter blocking in this game against a defense? It seems like they've been really good over the years at block destruction on that stuff and being really good at the point of attack on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, they take a lot of pride in what they do over there. They tackle well. I mean, they really do. You especially, I mean, our first game, I would doubt that. I'm pretty sure there'll be some missed tackles on both sides for a first game of this magnitude, but they're a team that really they do a great job of tackling, and you see them all throughout the year. Just they get better and better and better at it. They leverage the ball well. They know how to play to the sideline, and they take good angles. But you can tell that's a huge emphasis in what they do and how they're built. But I think to have explosives, whether it be the run game or your screen game, you got to have really good blocking on the perimeter. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And especially, some of your biggest runs are when you break them and guys have done a good job downfield, whether they've gotten recognized man coverage and they've run them off, or they've got zone eyes and they've covered them up and done a great job of winning their matchup. So it's important for sure. I mean, you got to be able to play, and attack the length of the field and the width of the field. And to do that, you got to be able to, hold up and block on that edge.
Ryan and TJ, a couple of freshman receivers, is that something that, came sort of naturally to them, or is that something that, you kind of had to instill in them?
Say that one more time. I didn't hear the first part.
Ryan and TJ, being, a couple of freshmen, TJ Moore, Brian Wesco, with block, we're talking about blocking.
Oh, blocking. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's
both freshmen. I mean, is there something that came in, really kind of ready to do, or embraced from the get-go, or is that something you had to instill in that one?
Well, I don't think they've spent their career doing a lot of stalk blocking. So I mean, that's definitely something that they get asked a little bit more to do here, and that's for sure. But they've done it, and it's natural. Blocking's about outside in the perimeter is about 10% technique and about 90% want to. So both of those guys have the want to. They got the toughness. They certainly got the athleticism, and have bought into what we need them to do.
Anybody else for Coach? Hey, Dabo Chapel again. Has Shelton Lewis been able to practice this week?
Man, he's been day to day for the last couple weeks, and he's still day to day. He's still getting better every day.
And I assume the same for Jaden Lucas?
Yep. And me too. We're all day to day around here. Everybody. We're all day to day, week to week. You are too, Chapel. Don't think you're not. We're all day to day, week to week, just hoping that we get another day tomorrow. That's all I'm hoping for. One day at a time.
Hey, Dabo. Darian Carter with the Greenville News. Clemson has over 20 players from Georgia, I guess. Leading up to this game, have players been kind of more amped up to play and go back to their home state and to perform?
Oh yeah, they're excited. I mean, for sure, that's just a natural thing. They're really, really excited to be able to go and play in their home state. But you got to channel all that stuff. You can't. Emotion's a part of the game, but you don't want to be emotional. You want to channel the emotion into, your execution, your details, your effort, all that type of stuff. So certainly, they're all pumped up, and everybody's scrounging for tickets. It'll be a great crowd, a great environment. Be a special experience for these guys.